Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students, how are you? Hope you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is our last lecture of this course. Today I will explain the applications of partial differential equations. There are lots of applications in partial differential equations. Especially of that applications, I consider only two sides. That is, one is wave equation solution and another one is transmission line equation solutions. Dear students, let us try to know what are the wave and transmission line equations. Dear students, one-dimensional wave equation is del square u by del t square is equals to c square into del square u by del x square. And this is the solution pattern. As you know, it is a sinusoidal curve from x equals to 0 to x equals to L, a certain length. Its maximum amplitude is supposed from this point to this point. Okay, and minimum amplitude is 0. This is the one-dimensional wave equation and its solution. Now, here it is a figure of a transmission line connects a generator to a load. Suppose it is a generator circuit and sending end port, that is from sending end port the electricity is transmitted into receiving end port by a transmission line, and there are lots of transmission line equations which are differential equations. We have to calculate this sort of transmission line equations, that is measure of current and voltage from this sort of graphs. It is a figure of a wave moving rightward down a lossless two-wire transmission line. Black dots represent electrons and the arrows show the electric field. Let us introduce some differential equations related to transmission line equations. First differential equation, C into del V by del T is equals to minus del I by del X. It is known as capacitor equation as it is a constant capacitor C, and it is related relation between voltage and current also. Its another name is first order transmission line equation. Another equation is known as inductor equation. L into del I by del T is equals to minus del V by del X. It is another relation between current and voltage in terms of inductor. These are the first order transmission line equations. With the help of these two lines, we can find out the second order transmission line equations. That is, first one is del square I by del x square is equals to LC del square I by del t square. It is known as current equation. And del square V by del x square equals to LC into del square V by del t square. It is known as voltage equation. Let us try to explain how this sort of current and voltage equations come from capacitor and inductor equations. Dear students, first equation is known as first order capacitor equation and second equation is known as first order inductor equations. Uh, Now you differentiate equation 1 with respect to suppose t, and you will get, suppose c is a constant, del t of del v by del t is equals to minus del t of del I by del x, and it can be written as del square v by del t square is equals to minus del square I del t del x. Similarly, if you differentiate equation 2 with respect to x, and you will get L into del x of del I by del t is equals to minus del x of del v by del x, or it can be written as L into del square I by del x del t is equals to minus del square v by del x square. Okay, or we can write down, suppose, minus del square I by del x del t is equals to 1 by L del square v by del x square. Observe this term is equals to this term equals to this. So we can write down, instead of this term is 1 by L del square v by del x square. Just you multiply by L both sides. Therefore, we get uh, del square v by del x square, del square v by del x square equals to LC del square v by del t square. This is known as second order voltage equation. Similarly, we can find second order current equation. Just you differentiate at first with respect to, suppose, x, and here with respect to t, and you replace this, you will get second order current equation. And this is the second order current equation, del square I by del x square equals to LC del square I by del t square. With the help of this sort of second order current and voltage equation, we can solve the transmission line of equation. That is, another name of transmission line equation is radio equations. And with the help of this sort of current and voltage equation, that is capacitor equation and inductor equation, we can find out the relation between current and voltage also. So dear students, let us try to solve the one-dimensional wave equation. Obtain a solution of one-dimensional wave equation del square u by del t square equals to c square del square u by del x square, such that u of 0t is equals to 0. That means at the starting point u is 0, and after a certain length, when x equals to L, u equals to p naught cos pt. Here p naught is a constant. It is, dear students, this is our wave equation, and it is the figure of this equation. Suppose a pendulum is hanging from this point, and at the starting point the movement of that pendulum is 0. That is, when x equals to 0, u equals to 0, no yb condition, and a certain length, after a certain length L, the pendulum is shaking like this way, and this equation shows it is a sinusoidal equation. That is, after a certain length L, the equation of the pendulum, that is u equals to p naught cos p of t when x equals to L. So under this condition, we have to solve this sort of uh, wave equation. Okay, so at first we have to calculate this wave equation in terms of general equation, and then we will find out the initial conditions, that is when x equals to 0, u equals to 0, first condition, and second condition when x equals to L, equals to P naught cos Pt. After using these two equations, we get the final solution of the wave equation. How we solve this sort of wave equation? In the last class, we have discussed the variable separation method to solve the partial differential equations. Like this way, we consider at first u is the solution, which is capital X, capital T, with the solution of equation 1, where capital X equals to function of small x and capital T is a function of small t only. Now, like previous problem, you just differentiate this equation 2 with respect to t two times. At first, you differentiate u with respect to t. Suppose del t of xt is equals to x into del capital T by del small t, as t is a function of small t. That's why we can write down this partial differential equation is total differential equation, that is d capital T by d small t, as we explained in the first previous lecture, that is t equals to capital T of small t only. সেজন্য আমরা del capital T by del small t কে d capital T by d small t লিখতে পারি, যেহেতু t এর মধ্যে সিঙ্গেল ভেরিয়েবল small t। তাহলে সিমিলারলি সেকেন্ড টাইমস ডিফারেন্সিয়েট করলে আমরা পাবো ক্যাপিটাল x into d square capital T by d small t square. Similarly, if you differentiate u with respect to x two times, you will get capital T into del d square of capital X divided by dx square. Now you put the values of del square u by del t square and del square u by del x square in our equation 1. Okay, in our equation 1, and you get this sort of equation, and you divide by c square t and x. Just you replace, that is separate the variables. Dear students, observe that in the left hand side, this is the function of capital T and its variable small t, and c square is a constant term, and in right hand side it is function of capital X and its variable small x. Okay, and we say we consider this term equals to this term equals to minus lambda square. Why we consider minus lambda square? Observe this. Here we can say variables are separated. That is, in left hand side it is function of t, and in right hand side it is function of x and its variable. And we can say variables are separated, and we can say it is a new constant. Suppose in our previous problem we consider k, but here we consider minus Laplace square. Why we consider minus Laplace square? Since the given condition suggests the value of u is a periodic function. That means আমাদের শুরুতে কন্ডিশনটা দেওয়া আছে পিরিয়ডিক ফাংশনের মাধ্যমে, that is sine function or cosine function. So how we get the solution of this equation in terms of sinusoidal function? Dear student, for your better understand, we suppose give an example. Suppose m square minus 2 square equals to 0. So value of m is plus minus 2, and we will get the complementary solution in terms of exponential function. That is, solution will be c1 e to the power twice t plus c2 e to the power minus 2st. But from the second condition, that is m square plus 2 square equals to 0, that is auxiliary equation for this, you will get m equals to plus minus twice y. This sort of auxiliary equation, that is this sort of values of m, we get sinusoidal curve, that is for complex rods. How we get complex rods? If suppose 1 by x square, sorry 1 by x d square capital X by d x square equals to minus lambda square, and you can transfer this equation d square capital X by d small x square plus lambda square capital X equals to 0. From this equation you will get the complementary solution in terms of sine and cosine. But if you consider it is plus, then you shift and you will get it is minus, and at that time you will get the values of m are plus minus lambda. Therefore you will get the exponential solution, that is তুমি যদি মাইনাস ল্যামডার পরিবর্তে প্লাস ল্যামডা স্কয়ার ধরতে, তাহলে এই টাইপের ইকুয়েশন তখন প্লাস না হয়ে এটা হয়ে যাইতো মাইনাস। ওই অবস্থায় you will get the exponential solution, but our target is to find the trigonometric solution in terms of sine cosine. Why? Because given condition suggests that our solution pattern will be sinusoidal solution, because initial solution is in terms of sine or cosine. That's why we consider the constant is minus lambda square. Just to get the sinusoidal condition, we consider this sort of minus lambda square. Hope you can understand. Dear students, so think you can understand why we consider here constant is minus lambda square. Just as we need the solution of these equations in terms of sinusoidal equation, that's why we consider minus lambda square. If we consider plus lambda square or something plus, then it will be a solution of exponential function, which is not our desired solution. That's why we consider minus lambda square. Okay, now we can consider the first equation is minus lambda square and second equation is minus lambda square. You just divide these equations in terms of two equations. Here is a second order of linear differential equation of constant coefficients. It is also second order linear differential of constant coefficients, and right hand side is 0. Just you solve this sort of equation in short form way, that is auxiliary equation m, auxiliary equation the value of m. এখানে m এর মান এসেছে প্লাস মাইনাস ল্যামডা সি আই, and এখানে m এর মান এসেছে প্লাস মাইনাস ল্যামডা i, that is capital T. This is the solution of this equation. Capital T is equals to c1 cos lambda ct plus c2 sin lambda ct, এবং from this equation the solution is capital X equals to c3 cos lambda x plus c4 sin lambda x. Dear students, as I mentioned that equation 2 is the solution of equation 1, but capital X and capital T are unknowns. So now we find the values of capital T and capital X. Now you put the values of capital T and capital X in equation 2. এই ইকুয়েশন 2 এর মধ্যে এখন x এবং t এর মান আমরা বসিয়ে দিব। বসিয়ে দিয়ে যে ইকুয়েশনটা পাইলাম, ইকুয়েশন 3, which is known as general solution of wave equation. This is known as general solution of wave equation. Now we have to apply the initial conditions. কিছুক্ষণ আগে আমরা দেখিয়েছি যে ইনিশিয়াল কন্ডিশনটা কি। ফার্স্ট কন্ডিশন when x equals to 0 u equals to 0. So apply the first condition and finally you apply second condition, that is when x equals to L u equals to p naught cos pt. So by this way we have to calculate the values of unknown constants, that is c1 c2 c3 and c4. Dear students, observe case 1, when x equals to 0 u equals to 0, then equation 3 implies that u equals to 0 c1 cos lambda ct plus c2 sin lambda ct. As x equals to 0, so cos 0 equals to 1, so cos 0 equals to 1, therefore it will get c3, and as x equals to 0 sin 0 is 0. Here it is the product of two functions, দুটি ফাংশনের গুণফল শূন্য, therefore one of these two terms must be equals to 0. এই দুটি টার্মের যে কোনো একটি অবশ্যই শূন্য হবে। তারা ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি দুইটাও শূন্য হতে পারে অথবা যে কোনো একটি শূন্য হতে পারে। কে শূন্য হবে? This term cannot be 0 because if this term is 0 then our solution will be 0, which is not a desired solution. অর্থাৎ এই বড় ফাংশনটুকু যদি শূন্য হয়ে যায় 3 নাম্বার ইকুয়েশনটা শূন্য হয়ে যাবে, কারণ এটা আমার টার্গেট না, এইভাবে আমরা সলিউশন পাবো না। সেই জন্য k0 হবে, c3 0 হবে, because if c3 0 then you will get a solution which is a sinusoidal solution. তাহলে c3 এর মান 0 আমরা 3 নম্বর সমীকরণে বসিয়ে দিব। ইফ C3 0 তাহলে হোল টার্ম 0 হয়ে যাবে। হোল টার্ম 0 হয়ে গেলে রেস্ট অফ দি টার্মস কি কি থাকতেছে? C1 C4 sin lambda x and cos lambda ct plus C2 C4 sin lambda ct sin lambda x. Okay, it is our new solution of wave equation. Next, we have to apply another condition, that is when x equals to L, u equals to P naught cos Pt. At that time, equation 4 implies that P naught cos Pt equals to C1 C4 cos lambda Ct sin lambda L. Just we replace x by L. x এর পরিবর্তে L বসিয়ে পেলাম। Dear students, observe this equation. In left hand side it is function of cosine function of t, and in right hand side there is a cosine function of t. Here students, we get by applying x equals to L, P naught cos Pt equals to C1 C4 cos lambda Ct sin lambda L. Instead of x we apply L. Similarly here L. Observe this equation. In left hand side it is function of cosine function of t, and here also cosine function of t. There is no sine function of t in left hand side, because but in right hand side there is a function sine function of t in right hand side. That's why we can introduce a sine function of t in left hand side by introducing coefficient 0. কোফিশিয়েন্ট শূন্য বসিয়ে আমি একটা সাইন ফাংশন অফ টি ইন্ট্রোডিউস করলাম। Why we introduce this sort of function? Because we need to compare this equation, that is বাম পক্ষ ডান পক্ষ তুলনা করে আমরা এই সমাধানটা করতে চাচ্ছি। সেজন্য দেখো এখানে কোসাইন ফাংশন অফ টি আছে, এখানেও কিন্তু কোসাইন ফাংশন অফ টি আছে। We can compare very easily cosine function of t. But in right hand side there is another term which is sine function of t, but in left hand side there is no sine function of t, and rest of the terms are constant. That's why we introduce a sine function of t including the coefficient 0. Now you compare the coefficients of cosine function of t, sine function of t, and coefficient of theta, that is t এর coefficient compare করব। So প্রথমে আমরা যদি t এর coefficient compare করি, এক number compare coefficient of t is p, and here coefficient of t is lambda c. তাহলে এখান থেকে আমরা কি পেলাম? lambda equals to p by c, first coefficient. ওকে, আমরা এতক্ষণ কম্পেয়ার করেছি coefficient of t, coefficient of t is p, থিটার কোফিশিয়েন্ট, আর এখানে t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট পেলাম lambda c. ওকে, এটা কিন্তু দ্বিতীয় টার্ম থেকে কম্পেয়ার করলে কিছুই পাইনি, বিকজ দেখো এখানে t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট lambda c, এখানে sin এর t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট lambda c, lambda c equals to lambda c, nothing get. সো এখানে কোসাইন থেকে আমরা t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট পেলাম p, এবং এখানে কোসাইন ফাংশনের t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট পেলাম lambda c। সো এখান থেকে lambda সমান পেলাম p by c। দ্বিতীয় কম্পারিজনটা কি? কোসাইন ফাংশন অফ t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট কত? কোসাইন ফাংশন অফ t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট p নট, আর এই পাশে কোসাইন ফাংশন অফ t এর কোফিশিয়েন্ট কত? দেখো c1 c4 আর আছে sin lambda l, implies that c1 c4 is equals to p naught by sin lambda l, that is pl by c. You just apply the value of lambda, which is p by c, so sin pl by c. In this way we can find out the value of c1 c4 from condition 2, that is compare the coefficient cosine function of t. Number 3, sine function of t. In left hand side sine function of t, the coefficient of sine function of t is 0, and in right hand side coefficient of sine function of t is what? Sine function of t এর coefficient কত? দেখো c2 c4 sin lambda L. C2 C4 sine lambda L. Okay, here we get from this relation C2 C4 equals to 0 as sin lambda L is not equals to 0. Sin lambda L 0 নয় কারণ lambda এর একটা মান আমরা বের করেছি। So lambda equals to what? P by C, that is sin P L by C is not a 0 because sin 0 হবে তখনই যদি এই রেজাল্টটুকু 0 হয়ে যায়। যেহেতু this is our non-zero result, therefore sin lambda L will not be 0. তাহলে এটা 0 নয়, তাহলে কে 0 হবে? এই দুটির গুণফল 0 হবে। যেহেতু তিনটা টার্মের গুণফল 0, সো এটা কম্পেয়ার করে বাদ দিলাম 0 নয়, এই দুটির গুণফল 0। আবার একটু উপরের দিকে তাকিয়ে দেখো, আমরা পেলাম C1 C4 equals to this, C1 C2 equals to this, which is not 0. এই C1 এবং C4 এর গুণফল কিন্তু শূন্য নয়, অর্থাৎ যেহেতু শূন্য নয় আমরা বলতে পারি C1 ও শূন্য হবে না, C4 ও শূন্য হবে না। এখানে কিন্তু C4 আছে, তাহলে আমরা বুঝতে পেরেছি C4 শূন্য নয়। কে শূন্য হবে? C2 শূন্য, as C4 is not equals to 0 because C1 C4 is not equals to 0. অর্থাৎ এই দুটির গুণফল শূন্য। C2 শূন্য বলতেছি কারণ C4 শূন্য নয়। কোন কারণে শূন্য নয়? কারণ আমরা জানি C1 C4 এর গুণফল নন জিরো ভ্যালু। তাহলে আমরা কি পেলাম আলটিমেটলি পেলাম C2 সমান 0 এবং C1 C4 এর মান পেলাম এবং ল্যামডা এর মান পেলাম। এই মান তিনটা আমরা যে প্রিভিয়াস ইকুয়েশন পেয়েছি সেই ইকুয়েশনে আমরা বসিয়ে দিব। তাহলে প্রিভিয়াস ইকুয়েশন ছিল ইকুয়েশন নাম্বার 4। ইকুয়েশন নাম্বার 4 এ যখন আমরা মানগুলি বসিয়ে দিব, ডিয়ার স্টুডেন্ট, ইকুয়েশন নাম্বার 4 টা আর একটু দেখে নাও। দিস ইজ ইকুয়েশন নাম্বার 4। আমরা C1 এর মান বসিয়ে দিব, C1 C4 এর মান, তারপরে C2 এর মান বসিয়ে দিব, ল্যামডা এর মান। এই 4 নাম্বার সমীকরণে যদি আমরা বসিয়ে দেই, দিস ইজ ইকুয়েশন নাম্বার 4, বসিয়ে দিলে কি আসতেছে? আসতেছে u equals to p naught by sin pl by c cos pt sin px by c, which is the required solution of one dimensional wave equation. Dear student, we have another problem, and to solve this that problem we need another a small lecture. I hope তোমাদেরকে পরবর্তীতে আরো একটি স্পেশাল লেকচারের মাধ্যমে লাস্ট প্রবলেমটুকু সলভ করে দিব। সো ডিয়ার স্টুডেন্ট, আজ এই পর্যন্ত। হোপ ইউ ক্যান আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দিস সলিউশন অফ ওয়েভ ইকুয়েশন। টিল দেন, আল্লাহ হাফেজ।